All right, so we're diving deep today into the law of attraction and how it all works with money. We found this audio program that really dives into it. It's like a financial pep talk. One speaker, very motivational. Get this. They claim 96% of people are using the absolute worst way to make money.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement.
Right. Makes you wonder what they think the right way is.
Definitely.
Okay, so first things first. Let's break down this whole law of attraction thing. They're really insistent it's a law just as real as gravity.
Okay.
The core idea is like attracts like, meaning your thoughts and feelings actually attract similar experiences into your life.
So your inner world shaping your outer reality.
Exactly. And they use this quote from Wayne Dyer, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. I thought that was pretty powerful.
Yeah, it really highlights how your perspective can shift everything, like literally change your reality.
Right. And it reminds me of that story from the program about, was it Miss Grunn, the teacher who told her she'd never make it in business?
Oh, yeah, and then she went on to have incredible success.
It just shows how limiting beliefs can really hold you back. And that brings us to this concept of paradigm.
Paradigm.
Yeah, those deep-seated beliefs that shape our worldview. The program argues that these paradigms, they can really limit us financially.
Okay, so like invisible walls around our potential.
Exactly. Every time we try to grow, we bump into those limitations.
Interesting. So how do we break through those walls?
Well, they talk about the importance of recognizing those internal barriers and consciously choosing to expand our beliefs.
So shifting our perspective, basically.
They even have this practical exercise. Imagine someone you really admire facing the same challenge you're facing. How would they see it?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
It helps you get out of your own head and see things from a fresh perspective.
exactly. Now, things get really interesting when they start talking about money. They say your income, what you're currently earning, it reflects your current frequency
Frequency.
or your vibration, almost like you're tuned into a specific radio station. To attract wealth, you need to align your vibration with the frequency of abundance.
Okay, I think I'm following. So if you're vibrating at a low frequency, like fear and scarcity, you're going to attract more of that.
Right. But if you can shift to a higher frequency, abundance and gratitude, you're going to attract completely different experiences.
Yeah, makes sense.
And they talk about using repetition to reprogram your subconscious mind.
Oh, like affirmations and stuff.
Exactly. They really emphasize that. It's about solidifying that belief in abundance.
Got it.
Then they dive into attitude. And they define attitude as this combination of your thoughts, feelings, and actions.
It's not just about positive thinking. It's about embodying it.
Yeah, living it. They really stress cultivating an attitude of prosperity and gratitude.
So like seeing yourself already having what you want.
Exactly. Not just hoping for it someday. They talk about desire as a seed planted in your subconscious, and you've got to nurture that seed.
Like tending a garden, consistently watering and caring for those seeds of desire.
That's a great analogy. And they say the key to really understanding how to create financial abundance is something called the law of compensation.
A law of compensation.
It basically says your income is determined by three things: how much the world needs what you do, your ability to actually do it, and how hard it would be to replace you.
So it's about providing value that's in demand and becoming really skilled at what you do.
Exactly. It's not just about hard work. It's about valuable work. The speaker actually tells a story about working with Earl Nightingale, and the big lesson was focusing on improving his ability.
So always striving to get better.
Yeah. And that's what ultimately led to his success. Now, get ready for this. They introduced three different income strategies. They call them M1, M2, and M3.
Okay. What are those?
M1 is the most common. Trading time for money. Your classic 9 to 5. But they argue it's the least effective because eventually you hit a ceiling.
You can only work so many hours.
Exactly. They call it saturation. You literally run out of time to earn more. So M2 is investing money to make money,
Putting your money to work for you.
but it requires capital up front and it requires knowledge. You got to know what you're doing.
So there are some barriers to entry there.
Exactly. And that brings us to the most interesting one, M3. This is all about creating multiple sources of income.
Multiple streams of income.
Yep, that's the strategy of the wealthy 1%, according to the program.
Really?
They say it's about creating these diverse income streams
Yeah.
that flow into your, like, metaphorical bank,
Yeah.
no matter how big or small, where they're coming from.
So it's about diversifying your income sources.
Precisely. They claim the 1% who use M3 earn a whopping 96% of all the money.
That's a huge percentage. It's like they're playing a different game entirely.
Right. So they challenge you to set a goal, create 1 to 3 new income sources in the next 30 days. They say it's totally doable.
That's a pretty ambitious goal.
It is, but even one new source can make a difference. They even suggest connecting with other people in your field to explore partnerships or affiliate opportunities. You never know what might come from a simple conversation.
That's a great idea.
And they remind you that in today's world, you have access to a global market. You can have business partners and clients all over the world.
The internet has definitely opened up a lot of possibilities.
No doubt about it. And don't forget the power of affirmations. They really emphasize repeating things like, money is attracted to me, or I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities.
Yeah, I've heard about the power of affirmations. It's like reprogramming your subconscious mind.
Exactly. It might sound cheesy, but they believe it can have a real impact on your financial reality.
So it's not just about external strategies, it's about aligning your internal world with your financial goals.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing the power of your mind and your ability to manifest your desires.
It's a powerful message of empowerment, really.
It is. And they share this amazing story about how they achieved one of their biggest goals, having a company that operates worldwide, simply by writing it down and believing it was possible.
The power of visualization and clear intention.
Exactly. And they also encourage listeners to see money as a tool for good, not something to be feared or hoarded. It's about using your resources to make a positive impact.
That's a great perspective shift.
It is. They remind us that there's no limit to what we can achieve once we tap into the power of the law of attraction, and that we can all support each other on this journey.
It's about recognizing our collective potential.
Exactly. So we've covered a lot of ground just in this first part, from the basic principles of the law of attraction to the power of mindset and those 3 fascinating income strategies.
It's been a really insightful conversation so far. I'm excited to see what else we uncover.
Okay, so let's jump back into this idea of the law of attraction and how it helps us find financial success. Last time we talked about attracts, and how we can align ourselves with abundance. And of course, those 3 income strategies.
Yeah.
M1, M2, M3.
Right. That M3 strategy really stood out. Multiple income streams. The program called it the secret of the wealthy 1%.
And it's a good point. If you think about it, just relying on a job or investments can be a little shaky.
Yeah. What happens if you lose your job or the market crashes, right?
Exactly. But when you've got multiple streams of income coming in, it's like a safety net, and it gives you more potential for growth.
Yeah, like having multiple streams flowing into a river.
Yeah.
It's more stable, less likely to dry up.
Exactly. And they make this point that it's not some new trend. Throughout history, wealthy people have used multiple income streams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a timeless principle. It's always been a strategy.
Interesting. So it's not just a fad, it's a proven method.
Right. So they challenge listeners to set a goal. How many new income sources can you create in the next 30 days? They say even just 1 or 2 can make a big difference.
Wow. In 30 days, that's pretty quick.
It is. It's like a little push to get you thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
They even suggest connecting with people in your field.
Networking.
Yeah. See if you can find some partnerships or affiliate opportunities.
Yeah, I like that. Collaboration.
Right. 2 heads are better than 1.
Definitely.
And in today's world, you have access to the whole global market, right?
Yeah.
So you can have partners and clients all over the world.
Yeah, the internet has made that so much easier.
For sure. But they also emphasize that creating these income streams is just one part of it. We also need to do the inner work.
Oh, right. That's a key part of the law of attraction, right? Aligning our thoughts and feelings with abundance.
Exactly. So they talk about things like affirmations,
Affirmation.
repeating positive statements, to kind of reprogram your subconscious mind. Things like, money is attracted to me, or I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me. Things like that.
Yeah, sometimes those affirmations feel a little cheesy, but I've heard they can be really effective.
Yeah. The more you repeat them, the more you start to believe them.
Yeah, it's like planting seeds in your mind.
Exactly. They also talk about visualization,
Visualization.
creating a vivid mental picture of yourself already having the wealth you desire.
So you're not just thinking about it, you're feeling it, experiencing it.
Right. They say your current income is a reflection of your current mindset.
So if you want to change your financial situation, you have to change your thoughts and beliefs about money.
Exactly. They talk about identifying any limiting beliefs that might be holding you back.
Yeah, sometimes we don't even realize the negative beliefs we have about money.
Right. So one technique they talk about is getting emotionally involved with your vision,
Hmm.
like really feeling those emotions,
Mm.
like an actor who's totally immersed in their role.
Oh, I get it. So it's not just about thinking about it, you have to really feel it in your heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they also emphasize action, like aligning your feelings with action, taking consistent steps towards your goals.
So it's a balance of inner work and outer work.
Right. And they tell this amazing story about how they achieved a huge goal, having a company that operates worldwide. They said they wrote it down, believed in it, and then took action. And it happened.
Wow, that's inspiring. It shows how powerful our thoughts and actions can be.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then they make this point that money is just a tool. It's neither good nor bad. It's about how you use it.
Yeah, so it's not about hoarding money, it's about using it to create positive change.
Exactly. And they also remind us to appreciate the abundance we already have. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in what we're lacking,
Yeah, gratitude is so important. It helps us shift our perspective to what we already have.
for sure. And they also remind us that we're all connected. We can all support each other on this journey to financial freedom.
Yeah, it's about collaboration and community, not competition.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, they talk about this idea that our minds are like centers of divine operation.
What does that mean?
It's about recognizing the incredible creative power of our minds, the power to manifest our desires.
That's powerful. So it's about tapping into that inner power and using it to create the life we want.
Exactly. So we've covered a lot in this, from practical strategies to the power of mindset and the importance of aligning our actions with our values.
It's been really thought-provoking.
All right, so we've really dug into this law of attraction and how it works with money. We've talked about those core principles, right? Like attracts like,
Right.
and aligning yourself with abundance.
Yeah, and those 3 income strategies, M1, M2, and 3.
Right, and three, that multiple income streams thing, that was really fascinating. But now I kind of want to shift gears a bit. What about the bigger picture?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, what does it actually look like to attract abundance in your life? And what about the people who are like, come on, is this just wishful thinking?
Totally. Those are important questions.
Yeah, the program we listened to, it didn't really get into those deeper questions. I think that's where our deep dive comes in.
I like that.
So when we talk about attracting abundance, what does that actually mean for your everyday life?
Well, I think it goes way beyond just like having a ton of money in the bank. It's about feeling abundant in all areas of your life,
Oh, that's interesting. Explain that.
like your relationships, your health, your creativity, even your impact on the world. It's about feeling this deep sense of gratitude for everything you have.
So it's more of a holistic thing. It's not just about the money.
Right. It's about recognizing that you're already surrounded by abundance, even amidst the challenges.
And I think it's about using your resources, whether that's money or something else, to create a meaningful life, right? A life that feels good and makes a difference.
Absolutely. It's about living in alignment with your values, not just chasing money for the sake of it.
Okay, now let's talk about the skeptics, the people who roll their eyes at the law of attraction stuff. Is it just wishful thinking? Or is there something more to it?
Well, I think it's important to be realistic. It's not a magic wand. It's not about ignoring real-world problems.
Right. We can't just pretend that everyone has equal opportunities. Yeah.
Exactly. There are things like systemic inequality, discrimination. Those are real barriers that people face. But even within those systems, I think the law of attraction can be a tool
Tool for what?
for shifting your perspective, for tapping into your potential, for creating more opportunities for yourself. It's about focusing on what you can control.
So it's not about ignoring the problems. It's about empowering yourself to act.
Exactly. Recognizing that you have more control over your thoughts and actions than you might think.
Okay, now here's another thing that comes up. The ethical side of it all.
Hmm.
Some people worry that it's just about personal gain, like getting rich at the expense of others.
Yeah, I can see that perspective. It definitely depends on how you approach it.
Right.
If you're just using it to accumulate wealth for yourself without any regard for others, then yeah, it can become pretty selfish.
But it doesn't have to be that way.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think the law of attraction can also be used to create a more just and equitable world.
Okay. So how do we do that?
It's about aligning your desires with a greater good, using your resources, your money, your time, your talents to make a positive impact. It's about realizing that we're all interconnected.
So our actions have ripple effects.
Exactly. It's about asking yourself, how can I use my abundance to make the world a better place?
That's a great question to ask. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are you walking away with? What really resonated with you?
For me, it's the reminder that we have more power than we realize. To choose our thoughts, our actions, our perspective. We can choose to focus on abundance and possibility.
I love that. And for me, it's the whole idea of multiple income streams. It just seems like such a powerful strategy for creating more freedom and security in your life.
Absolutely. It's about having more choices and options.
Right. And it's not just about the money, it's about designing a life that you love. So as always, we want to hear from you. What resonated with you? What questions came up for you?
Yeah, what are you going to do differently? Share your thoughts, your insights, your aha moments. Let's keep this conversation going. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the law of attraction and financial success.